In Acts 17, verses 22 through 23, it says this: Paul then stood up in the meeting of the Areopagus and said, Men of Athens, I see that in every way you are very religious. For as I walked around and looked carefully at your objects of worship, I even found an altar with this inscription, To an unknown God. Now, what you worship as something unknown, I am going to proclaim to you. So, in Paul's second missionary journey, he travels to Athens, Greece. And in Athens, he notices some things in particular. So, first of all, the people there in Athens are very curious about philosophy, and Paul even debates a Stoic philosopher. And then Paul notices how the architecture is interesting but concerning because the architecture and monuments are honoring and worshiping false gods. So these people in Athens are pretty much worshiping anything they can think of in hopes that they're actually communicating with something authentic. And it evokes compassion because these people are like lost sheep, hoping to find something to cling to worship that's actually true. And Paul here in the Areopagus, which is like a meeting of philosophers, is shedding light on how there's a difference between worshiping a god and worshiping the one true God, Yahweh, as he revealed himself. And we take for granted how God actually walked on this earth and revealed himself in history. And he wants us to come to him by looking at his scars, his sacrifice, and his character, rather than us just forming our own conclusions about who God is and what God is. Because if we all worship something as humans, it's our human nature to worship something as the people in Athens were trying to do, and that object should be Christ, because he demonstrated how he is the one true God in history.